Okay, does anybody like to share?
Yes, Prabhuji, I will quickly share the nectar drop from Srila Prabhupada. Um, so here, Srila Prabhupada shares that so the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead is the oldest of all, but whenever you will find just like a young man. Adyam Purana Purusham Nava Yavanam Cha. Nava Yavanam means just a fresh youth. So that is being explained by Lord Chaitanya. This is another characteristic of God. Kishora Shekhara Dharmi Vrajendra Nandana. Kishora Shekhara. Kishora age is called from 11 years to 16 years. This period in English, what is called adolescent. Yes, this is the age. So Krishna represents himself just like a boy from 11 to 16 years old, not more than that. Even in the battle of Kurukshetra, when he was great grandfather, still his features was just like a young man. So like this can be explained even from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse number 6. Ajopi san avyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. As a conditioned soul, we have to go through birth, old age, disease, but God does not have to go through old age. Even in the purport, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that although his body, like Lord Krishna's body, does not deteriorate like a material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. But astonishingly enough, he never ages beyond youth. So even in the nectar, like he was sharing, and the same thing he has shared in the purport again, that at the time of battlefield of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home. He had sufficiently aged by material calculation, but still he looked just like a young man. And here we never see a picture of Krishna normally also in old age, because he never grows old. And he's the oldest person, even though he's the oldest person in the whole creation. And also he comes in his original eternal form, like not like human, like for us, like we get body according to our karmas in different births, but for him, he comes in the same transcendental body in every birth that he takes on this material platform. So that is a special feature of God that is explained. Yeah, anything you want to add, Prabhuji?
So time is conspicuous by its absence in the spiritual world. So there is no effect of time. And because Krishna comes here also in the spiritual form, that's why there is no effect of time on spirit. Because we have material body and matter decays with time. That's why we are getting old. But we also are like Krishna in the spiritual world. When we have our Satchidananda Swarup, our form will not deteriorate with time. Just like Krishna, we are also like him, Satchidananda, because we are part of him. But we have got this material body because of our desire to enjoy independently of Krishna. That's why we have got this material body, and material body is giving so much pain. So those who connect with Krishna, they will attain eternity, in the sense that they will also not. And sometimes devotees also look very young, like some brahmacharis, they are very, very effulgent and very young, although they may be 50 plus and 60 and like that, because they are in touch with the Supreme. So, of course, anyway, everybody will become old eventually. It's like that's not, the material body is going to decay with time. So, okay, so that's what I can say. Anything else?
Prabhuji, I want to recite few slokas.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Whatever you said right now, I mean, getting in touch with Krishna itself is like eternity. Yeah, on that context, the slokas which you have given to me actually is one is from most confidential knowledge, 9th chapter, Rajavidya, 9.34, and the same again, similar kind of uh, advice from Krishna, promise. I'm going to recite those two slokas today, Prabhuji, and I'm going to share my learnings from those two. Yeah, thank you so much. Please bless me to excel in spirituality, and please forgive if I do any wrong things, please. Yeah, I'm going to recite a sloka from 9th chapter, 34. Krishna says it's the most confidential, and Srila Prabhupada also mentioned several times in purports about 9th chapter and how the most confidential it is. Because, if we give, something, if we wrapped in the form of a gift or something, if we give it to someone, it will be very anxious. What is inside? What is inside? Again, here the kind of slokas which Krishna has given is like Manmana bhava maddatto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vishati devam atmanam mat parayanaha. This is one sloka from 9th chapter, and again same instruction he has given in Manmana bhava maddatto madhyadi mam namaskuru mame vishati satyante tetijane priyasine. This is in 18th chapter. He has given his final instructions. He has given this. Here, same instruction, but only there he even showed his relation towards Arjuna. Here is, Krishna says, always you have to engage your mind in me, and you always need to become devotee, and you have to pay obeisances to me always, and you worship me. Then you will completely absorbed in me. Then surely you will come to me. In the other sloka, Krishna says, again, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and again surrender to me. Then, he's saying, I'm promising you, you will definitely you will come to me. Because I'm saying all this to you because you are my dearmost friend. Yeah, that's the relation he's mentioning here. But here, if you observe, same, promise he has given, like a love. It shows the love and compassion of Krishna. We have a mom, dad. They will say like, if you want to eat something, mom like always pushes. You have to eat. You have to eat because they show love towards their kids. Dad, you have to study well. You have to do well. Like that, they will say. But these are all material. Yes, these are all required for this material survival. But what to think of Supreme Personality of Godhead? He wants the soul to be happy. He wants that to be. He should not be. He always says like you should not be engaged in entangled in material. So Srila Prabhupada clearly mentions Krishna consciousness is the only way to actually get out of this clutches of this material world. Because Krishna is himself the supreme truth. There is no difference between Krishna or God. Maybe some philosophers, somebody has actually thought Krishna as a human, and he has given Bhagavad Gita in a context different way, and they have given purpose different way. But actually, if you see, take the Krishna's message here, is clearly saying, always you need to engage your mind in me. You have to become a devotee. Devotee, bhakti. Navavidha bhakti we have, right? As Prahlad is the epitome of the devotee. We will learn so much from Prahlad. There Prahlad says clearly, Chavanam Kirtanam Vishnoha Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. These are all the 9 paths of the devotion which he actually explains us to actually follow. If you follow this, we will become a pure devotee. Any one form or anything or 9 forms, whatever we take, we will become a perfect devotee, then we can easily achieve Krishna. Prahlad got guru like Narad. He got the knowledge, all the philosophy womb, at his mother's womb only. Immediately after coming from the womb, he started only chanting, only thinking of Krishna, nothing else. He doesn't have a sadhu sangha, so he sat alone, and he himself relishes that beautiful happiness. Sometimes he cries out of ecstasy. Sometimes he dances. Sometimes he behaves. He will be lost in Krishna. People might think we became mad or something, that. And he's also very inspiring devotee for all of us. I mean, he never when his father sent him to school, he went there and he learned. Even though he knows all the supreme knowledge and everything, he learned there. He never insulted his gurus or his friends. Nobody. Maybe like saying, "I'm a devotee. You please get away from me," or "I need to be like this." No, he actually learned all those things, but he never took it in his mind. Um, and also, he tried to preach in a humble way. Whether they will, like, I mean, learn or not, that's different. Same with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada came to this epitome of the, I mean, material attraction and material contraction is there in America. He came here, and all different people, drug addicts, and so many there. But he never, I mean, said like, no, 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 I'm a pure devotee. You guys need not come here. You should go away, or like that. I mean, he always shows love, caring. That's the main thing we should be all having. He's like Trunadapi, like says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that's the most highest quality we all must have. By having devotee, I mean, by getting in touch with Krishna, that's a eternal. Krishna is a eternal bliss, all attractive. One who gets contact one time, it's not a joke. I mean, it's not a coincidence. Man, bahuna janmanamani. I like that. After so many births and deaths, then only we can actually get to know of Krishna. At least we will hear of Krishna. That is not a waste thing. I mean, compared to others, we can we should not be worried actually if we can get in touch with Krishna. We should not be worried about material things or material any things. We always have to be with Krishna only, because see, all the acharyas, many of the acharyas, and they always said, irrespective of Goloka or anything, wherever I will be there, I always want Krishna Nam, Harinam. I want to be only in that bliss and ecstasy. Whether Janvantra, each birth of the birth, I want this, because these are all attractive and supreme, eternal bliss. Whenever we get in contact with Krishna, that's a thing, and we should not be worried of all this material. We should always, I mean, yes, we should be, I mean, about always we should be cautious, but that is not the primary motto. Primary motto is the bliss of the Krishna. Always see how, if you see Srila Prabhupada or Prahlad, they so many adversities, so many rejections, so many suffering, but they are always happy. They are always in happy mood, and always. And yeah, we here clearly whom we have to worship. We have to worship Krishna, who is actually stands before Arjuna. In that form, we have to actually worship. Yeah, people in India, there's a common thing. People might come and go to demigods. There, of course, I'm not. I mean, insulting any person, because they are all part and parcel of Krishna only. Krishna's body, limbs, and everything. Yeah, there might be a blind guru leading a blind people, thinking, he catches ear and elephant ear and things like, yeah, I have seen God. Like that, some people might have mislead, but in overall, Krishna, I mean, this is the knowledge given by Krishna. This is the form which is in front of Krishna. Arjuna. that we have to take care. I mean, we have to only focus on that form, because that can give quick result, and we can sure attain Krishna. Here, Krishna promising, he's saying, you are my friend. I mean, see, like mom and dad, I mean, because they love, they show, if they love, they will say, I mean, if something is good, they will try to say, repeat that 2 to 3 times or many times. Here, Krishna is repeating. That's a compassion. Even Guru Maharaj, I mean, they are also very compassionate. I mean, we have to be actually uh, very blissful and fortunate to serve such people, such devotees, and we can also derive. I mean, uh, because these are all Mahatmas. I mean, if we follow our Gurus, Guru Maharaj, and instructions and everything, they are all Mahatmas. They are all realized Krishna. We have to follow that footsteps. Then surely, I mean, surely we will. But as I'm saying is, we are in touch with Krishna, so we should not be worried of all those other things. We always need to be in Krishna focused, and Krishna 24/7. Whatever we do, always we have to be in Krishna conscious. In whatever activities, we will try to search for Krishna. Um, of course, we are all we have to work. We have to do all these things, but think in another way. I mean, if you are working or something, just to show gratitude, like thank you for giving this opportunity, Krishna. Thank you. In whatever way, eating, yeah, please, like Prahlad, drinking, in whatever way, always think of Krishna. That if we have, I mean, when can we have such things? Is like when we have a relationship. If we have any relationship, then easily we can easily have, I mean, more strong connection with anyone. So here, if you have a strong connection with Krishna, then easily I can say we can easily remember him each and every moment. Um, in our sad moments or good moments, each and every way we can easily think of Krishna. Um, see, Valmiki. Valmiki has a guru of Narada Muni. Because of him, he transformed. But what about Maricha? Maricha is actually a demon. But first he feared of Lord Ram. Out of fear, he started Manmana Bhava, always thinking of Ram. Then slowly transformation came, and he became a ascetic. He went near to the hermits, saints ashrams, and he has his own hermit. He stopped eating meat and everything. He is only having sattvic food, and like that hermit life he is living. But Ravanasura came and wanted to use him. He clearly tried to teach Ramanasura, like, no, don't do this, bad things and everything. But he did not hear. He said, I will kill you. But Marisha thought, instead of killing in your hands, I will die in Lord Ram's hand by saying Lord Ram name at the end. What kind of, that kind of mood, material world is like that. Asuras will come. We'll try to, um, I mean, Asuras is nothing but outside. Even inside, we have all this, as always, Prabhuji says, lust, greed, anger. So many things we are always filled up with. But if we have all this Krishna love, I'm sure Krishna will definitely uh, help us. And like Marisha or like Valmiki or like Prahlad, we can easily, definitely get sure success. Here Krishna is promising. What else we need? We require Supreme Person. He is the one he is promising. He is saying. Of course, Arjuna is. What is the highest quality of Arjuna? Arjuna is the most. He's not. He is non-envious. Yeah, in chapter he says Krishna. Clearly. Krishna says, I'm telling this confidential knowledge because you are non-envious. And also, of course, he is a friend, a dearmost friend of Krishna. Mm. Yeah, Prabhuji, that's a learning have, and these are the most core of our Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhuji.
Can I quickly recite a verse, Prabhu? If that's okay. It's Bhagavad Gita 4:39. I was reading yesterday. So, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparam tatparam saitendriya jnanam labdhva param shantim jnanam labdhva param shantim achirena adhigacchati. So, yes, few points are similar, like Prabhu was saying, but the translation is like that. Those, those who can develop, whose faith is deep, and who can practice controlling the mind and senses. Um, they can attain the divine and attain divine knowledge, and through that knowledge, transcendental knowledge, one can quickly attain the everlasting supreme peace. I'm just telling in my words. So so here in this verse, when I was reading, I feel like that this the Krishna is talking about, is introducing this concept of faith in the context of knowledge. I mean, we see like not all the spiritual truth we are immediately perceptible, but some of them, one can be only perceptible by experience. One can be experienced after having knowledge, sufficient knowledge, and elevation on that path. So we have, when we the first thing is we have to accept, we have that faith, that okay, we if we only accept what we presently we can see, we think that this is, I am only accepting this without having this knowledge, then we can be bereft of the higher spiritual truth. So faith help us to accept what we cannot understand at the present time. So and of course faith is like a, we have a firm confidence in the, what is faith. Faith is like you have faith in the words of Guru and Shastra, because this is the only way we can see the higher truth, the absolute truth. And of course, when that faith is on the wrong personality or placed on wrong way, then it will create a havoc. It's a disastrous consequences. But when it placed on the right way, like Guru and Shastra, then it will lead and it will open the path for the eternal welfare. And as Prabhu was saying, that of course in this way or in this process, the blind faith is not desirable. But before, so that's why before placing our faith even to the Guru, also we use our intellect, use our how, and once it confirmed that okay, the Guru has realized absolute truth, and his teachings according to the scriptures, then we should deepen our faith on their words and try to surrender and surrender on the words of and then they practice. So this is the way when we start, like faith in is deep and we attain the knowledge, and by that knowledge one can attain that peace. And I was thinking, other way, like why we are like, even in doing practice or things, we are not in peace sometimes. I'm talking about myself. So why there is a lot of fears, anxiety, and stress. So it's like that, when we have, of course, biggest fear is that because we forget Krishna, we forget our constitutional position. That's why we are fearful of all the situation. So of course we when we know all these things, and it will come when we attain that knowledge. So by that gaining the knowledge and practicing that knowledge, one can able to attain that state of peace. When we oneself we consider as a bodily conception of life, there is a lot of fears. But when we get out of this conception of life, there will be no fear. When we think that, I'm doing my practice with sincerity, with I'm yes, of course, of course, sincerity is, truth is in humble position, in not in like, okay, I'm doing it as a duty, try to do as love, as a, when we have this knowledge, and then we eventually will get that peace. So yeah, these are the few points, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I wanted to, this is interesting because the next verse is also very important because it talks about a person who does not have faith. And for me, that always, it speaks to me a lot. So it's Shraddha, I'm sorry, I've guessed, okay. So Agyash cha Shraddha dhanascha samshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti naparo na sukham samshayatmanaha. So that means that a person who does not have faith and who doubts or reveals scripture does not attain God consciousness, and they fall down, right? For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. That's Srila Prabhupada's translation. And so basically, Vishnu Chakravarti Pad talks about that the doubt is in the process of attaining the goal, because our scriptures give us that process, the acharyas give us the process, and when we could doubt because of the differences in what different people say, as it's stated as Srila Prabhupada states in 410. But we should have faith in the Guru's words. We should have faith in the process, and a lot of times we ourselves are afflicted with that. Even though we are following Srila Prabhupada, it's like, I don't know if I'll be able to go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime. And in this verse, Krishna is very strongly criticizing the person who has doubt in the process. And so we have to remember that always, that Srila Prabhupada has said this. Srila Prabhupada has said this he has given us a guarantee that if we follow this process faithfully, we will attain the goal. The problem is that we doubt the process and we also don't follow it faithfully. Hare Krishna.
There's another similar verse in Bhagavad Gita. Yah shastra vidhim utsarjya vartate kamakarata nasa siddhim avapnoti na sukham na paramgatim. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So I wanted to sing one bhajan. Yugal Ashtaka Mataji had said yesterday. Okay. Krishna Premamai Radha Radha Premamaya Hari Jivane Nidhane Nityam Radha Krishna Gatir Mama Krishnasya Dravinam Radha Radha Dravinam Hari Jivane Nidhane Nityam Radha Krishna Gati Mama Krishna Pranamayi Radha Radha Pranamaya Hari Jivane Nidhane Nityam Radha Krishna Gati Mama Krishna Dravamayi Radha Radha Dravamaya Hari Jivane Nidhane Nityam Radha Krishna Gatir Mama Krishna Gehe Sthita Radha राधा गेहे स्थितो हरि जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्ण गतिर्मम कृष्णा चित्तस्थिता राधा राधा चित्तस्थितो हरि जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्ण गतिर्मम नीलाम्बरधरा राधा पीताम्बरधरो हरि जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्ण गतिर्मम वृन्दावनेश्वरी राधा कृष्णा वृन्दावनेश्वर जीवने निधने नित्यं राधा कृष्ण गति mama. So this song is written by Jiva Goswami. Translation: Radha is made of pure love for Krishna and Hari is made of pure love of Radha. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha is the treasure of Krishna and Hari is the treasure of Radha. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha pervades the life force of Krishna and Hari pervades the life force of Radha. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha is totally melted with Krishna and Hari is totally melted with Radha. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha is situated in the body of Krishna and Hari is situated in the body of Radha. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha is fixed in the heart of Krishna and Hari is fixed in the heart of Radha. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha wears cloth of blue color and Hari wears cloth of yellow color. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. Radha is the mistress of Vrindavan and Krishna is the master of Vrindavan. Life's greatest wealth is Radha and Krishna, my eternal shelter. So, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Gati means destination, right? So, they are my goal. Love for Radha Krishna is my goal. So man manabhav mad bhakto, we have to absorb our mind in the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna, and that's what Bhagavatam says, right? Vikreditam vrajavadubhir idam cha Vishnu. If we want to get rid of lust, faithfully hear the loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Krishna with the gopis, then pure devotional service will come in our heart and the lust, which is the greatest disease, will be destroyed. And Radha and Krishna, the hero and heroine, and what we want to participate in their pastimes as their servants, serve them. So that's what Jiva Goswami is saying, that and Radha Krishna ek atma dui deha dhari अन्यों ने विलास रसे आस्वादन करी. Radha and Krishna are one, but they have taken two forms just to enjoy loving pastimes. And they come to this material world and perform so many pastimes that we have been hearing, so that we become attracted to them and their leela of these joyful pastimes, and desire to be in those pastimes, like we pray to Tulsi Maharani. Mora yehi abhilash vilas kunje diyavas nayane hirivo sada jugal ruparasi. So that with my eyes I can see the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Please, O Vrinda Devi, grant me residence in your dham, Vrindavan Dham. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, we saw that outside of Jiva Goswami Samadhi, this song is written. Also, the last verse of Bhagavatam also talks about offering obeisances. Nam sankirtan yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamo dukkha shamanas tam namami harim param. So by chanting the holy name, it destroys all sinful reactions, and by offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord, it relieves one from all material suffering. And Raghunath Das Goswami was offering 1,000 obeisances every day to Krishna and 2,000 obeisances to the Vaishnavas. That was his regulative principle.
And Sanatan Goswami has this, he has written Dashama Charita, which is also called Sri Krishna Leela Stava. It's been translated by Gopi Pranadana Prabhu. It's available. And in that, it's obeisances to Krishna, but in the form of verses. And these verses are taken from the 10th canto. It's very, very beautiful. So everything is an obeisance. So he offers his obeisances. It's very nice.
Yeah, I was also thinking that we should think that, how can I elevate the consciousness of the other person so that he can be rid of all the sufferings, and go back home, back to Godhead, and enjoy eternally with Krishna, rather than for my enjoyment. If I bring down his or her consciousness, right, he will suffer for multiple lifetimes. So being compassionate upon the other person and trying to make them more detached, not in the bodily concept, helping each other become a pure devotee. Hmm. Yeah. यततो हि अपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चिता इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथिनि हरन्ति प्रसावमनः. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. There's another one which says even one of the senses. Like the Canto 11, we have those different examples, right? Fish gets caught by the tongue. Moth gets caught by the eye, looking at the fire. Bee gets caught by the nose. And ears, deer gets caught by the ears, and genitals, elephant gets caught by the genitals. That sense of touch. And Ajamil, he fell down because he saw with his eyes that one scene.
And that's why Kudashekhara Alvar sings that, right? Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam Advaiva me Vishatu Manasa Rajahamsa Prana Prayana Samaye Kaphavata Pitte Kantavarodana. Yeah. Smaranam Kutaste. So he says, right, like we should engage in like a swan that enjoys among the place between the lotus stems, and really enjoys. So that so Krishna engage me like that, and then because when I'm dying, I'm not sure if I can think of you, because I'll be, all this will happen to me, and I'm not really sure if I can do that at the time of death.
Orange juice comes out. Whatever is inside of you will come out at the time of distress. Sadhan karo marte jaan na hoy. Like that parrot, we can make it chant Hare Krishna, but then when it's caught at the throat, it will not chant Hare Krishna. It will chant cow, cow. Prabhupada says. So what we should chant in a way that it's not lip deep, it's heart deep, right? It's coming from our heart. Otherwise, it's like the chanting of the parrot, mechanical.
And the point to remember is that, the diseases that we suffer while we are alive, they are actually a disturbance of one of the systems. It could be kapha, it could be vata, it could be pitta. But imagine all three of them going haywire. So it's just something to always be afraid of. That at the time of death, if this is what's going to happen, and if one of the systems go a little bit, out of the norm, then we suffer a lot. And then even in that situation, I'm talking about myself. I can't do anything. I'm like, no, I can't chant. I can't do anything. I'm sick. So when all three of them go, there's no, I don't see that happening. We will be thinking of Krishna at that time.
Yeah, and that's why we need the association of devotees, because although we may not chant, but maybe the hearing power is still there, and the devotees around us can chant and help us remember Krishna in some way.
Sometimes it may not be a planned departure. Death can come suddenly. We don't know. We don't know what's destined. So that's why we have to constantly engage, associate. Yes, association for and also seeing how devotees pass away, in what consciousness. Like we all observed how Kadamba Kanana Maharaj passed away recently. We have so many examples to follow. The Prabhupada, so many. I mean, it's not. This is just one. Few examples, but to be in that context always.
Yeah, if we have dedicated our life to Krishna, Krishna will arrange for our auspicious departure where devotees would be around us, and we can pray for that may happen. I don't think it's destined, how one person would die or what situation would be. We can pray. I think Bhishma Dev, he prayed like, when I die, you be in front of me. Or Haridas Thakur prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Be present at my time of death, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was present. So at this point, when we are healthy, we should be praying at the time of death, let me remember you, let me be surrounded by devotees, let me have Harinam in my ears. So I think it can change as we pray.
So I have shared this earlier also, but I just wanted to, in this context. So many years ago, I wanted to volunteer at a hospice, and they had a training, and they wanted us to go through that experience of a person being put in hospice. So basically, this person has kind of has to sign saying, I don't want to be treated, I don't want to be resuscitated. You know, everything, right? Like it's kind of a, I'm prepared to die is what it is. And so this person has to, and if you're going physically to a hospice, so this was not home hospice, but this was a facility. And so if you're going physically to a place, then you have to leave your home, everything that you're used to, and you have to go. It's almost like a halfway house, I would say, right? To death. Um, and um, and so they wanted us to understand the emotions of that person. So they had us take a piece of paper and divide it into four quadrants and write in each quadrant. They had different categories, and they wanted us to write what like friends, and then write a person's name, family, and write a person's name, and then assets like house, car, whatever, write that. So, and everything, like, so they had, I can't remember all of it, but they had like the different categories, and we have to write what we are most attached to. And then they had us tear off that quadrant and throw it away, and literally go through that experience of being separated from it. That was the reason for that. And that really helped me personally to identify where I'm most attached, and also where my insecurities lie. And so probably we could do this at home. We could just kind of sit down and imagine, if I were to give this, write out different categories, and then if I were to give this up, what happens right now? Death is standing at my doorstep. How do I feel? So I just wanted to share that.
यानिनो नित्यवैरिणं कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेण अन्नलेन. Yeah, this is from the Jamal section. It's saying that, my dear servant, Yamaraj is telling Yamadutas, my dear servants, please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongues to chant the holy names and qualities of Krishna, whose hearts do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties towards Vishnu, which are the only duties in human life. Please bring me all such fools and rascals. So, bowing down even once to Krishna, or taking the holy name even once of Krishna, that saves us from going to Yamlok. And we should remember that, as our preaching, uh, if they chant even once the holy name of Krishna, they are saved from going to hell. So that's, that can help us with our preaching. We should make people chant Hare Krishna. And in this section, it's mentioned that, for a devotee, Yamadutas are fearful of their devotees, and whenever they see a devotee, it's very funny that they run away in fear seeing a devotee. Sanketyam parihasyam va sthopanam helanam eva va Vaikuntanam grahanam asheshagha harim vidu. Yeah, chanting the name even jokingly of a musical entertainment or even neglectfully can immediately relieve you from all sinful reactions.
Prabhuji, Jambavan served Sri Ram. How is it that he also got bewildered? Is it just a leela? Because he did serve, and he had the association of Ram. He was very so. How it's kind of a little difficult to understand when these things happen, right? To devotees, we're not talking about a materialistic person. Then with Chota Hari, afterwards, Chaitanya Prabhu said that, Chota Haridas is in the eternal abode and he sings for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he enjoys listening to him. He didn't give up on him totally.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.